Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here, and welcome to the third season of the Wolverhampton Wanderers career mode. 2 seasons now in the bag, and this third season is hopefully going to finally be the season where we pick up some silverware.
Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. Wait a minute, we never saw the last episode of Season 2, and you would be right. Unfortunately, we lost the gameplay for the last episode of the season, which I'm really pissed off about, and I'm really disappointed because, one, you don't get to see how that season ended, and two, the end of the season was mad. We finished in 3rd place, the exact same position that we finished last season, so we are in the Champions League this year, and on top of that, it was a battle for the Premier League between Chelsea and Everton. They were neck and neck right up until the last game of the season, and I shit you not, the last game of the season was between Chelsea and Everton. Chelsea were on top. If they either won the game or drew, they were Premier League champions. If Everton beat them, they would be Premier League champions. I'm so fucking pissed off that we lost that footage because it was an insane finish to the season, but yeah, that's what happened. It sucks. We finished in 3rd. We're in the Champions League. That's about all you need to know. We didn't really make any. Oh, we did make one signing. We swapped Raul Jimenez. We traded him for a younger striker by the name of Jonathan David, who you will see a little later in the career mode. I'm pissed. I'm annoyed about it, but it was out of my hands. So enjoy Season 3.
I feel like I've been able to now put together a team that is surely capable of winning some silverware. As you can see, it's pretty familiar. Rui Patricio is still the starting goalkeeper right from the start. He's been able to stay in, as has Johnny as well at left back. Akanji, Mukile, their new signings. Aguilar we picked up in the first transfer window. Neves has still stuck around in the center of the park. We've got Paredes and Talisca, so that's still my midfield 3. Adama, he's still starting. Jota, he's still starting. So we've got like 5 or is that even 6? At least 5 players that we had in the original starting 11 still in the team, and then Anthony Martial up top. The bench looks like this: Charpentier, Vezo, Walker-Peters, Fernando as well. We've got Loftus-Cheek, Timmy Weah, and Carvalho, another one of the original Wolverhampton Wanderers players. Our reserves are stacked with a whole bunch of young players with high potentials that are on the come up as well. Plus, again, more original Wolverhampton Wanderers players like Gibbs White I'm going to start training up as well. Maybe he could come into the rotation, and just a bunch of others as well. And because it is a brand new season, we have been injected with a bunch of new cash. Obviously, we finished in the top 4. We're playing Champions League again this season, so we have thus been given a bunch of cash to play around with. 167 million worth of a transfer budget and the wage budget of about $500,000. I am looking to go in big in this window. 2 seasons now back to back, we've finished in the top 4. We are trying to solidify ourselves as a top club in the Premier League, and I reckon now we have to go for it. We have got to spend big, bring in big name players, and I'm going to look to start with maybe the defense and then potentially a left winger. I'm thinking the position I'm going to sign a player in first and foremost will be at right back. I want a nice high-rated right back. I want a real high-rated centre back as well. And then maybe a new left winger to replace Jota. Because even though he's an okay overall, he's very slow to grow with his overall. And I want to get a star player in that position. Hell, maybe I might even get a star striker as well and move Martial to left wing. Either way, we've got a bunch of options. But let's begin this 3rd season. I'm going to continue to advance. We are, of course, in the pre-season tournament. And I'm just going to be playing rotation players and the second squad for it. If we get to the knockouts or if we get out of our group, then maybe I'll see if I can take it a bit more seriously. And you see what I mean with the incredible amount of money that you get just for finishing up in the top 4. 105 million injected into the budget. So first game in this pre-season tournament, we are hopefully going to get off to a good start, and yeah, indeed we do. 3-1 win. We're setting ourselves up relatively well here. There are some bloody good teams in not just our group, but in just the entire tournament overall. But these are the drills I'm going to go with now. We've got Charpentier still on 77 overall. He went up by an nearly plus 10. It was at least plus 10. He went up by double digits in his overall just because we kept giving him drills for the entirety of the season. I didn't really work on his silver, like his goalkeeper kicking and his goalkeeper handling. So I'm giving him that silver drill for a little bit, maybe until he gets to about an 80 or so. I'm just going to pretty much keep training him until he gets up to Rui Patricio's level, and then we'll throw him in at the starting goalkeeper position. Jonathan David, who we traded Raul Jimenez for, I'm going to give him drills. Gibbs White, I'm giving drills to, and the same with Dale Fry and one of my youth academy players at right back, Murillo, because I could just do with another higher rated, younger right back to call upon if we need him to, basically. So 2 attacking adept scenario drills, and then 2 adept defending scenario drills. Simulating ahead, not a great start for the majority of them, but thankfully Murillo comes up with the A rating. Manchester United coming in with an offer for Adama, 40 million. I'm not looking to sell him, but Just out of curiosity, what could I get him for? 77.8 mil, according to my, whoever you want to say that is, the chief executive assistant manager, but that's what they say I could get for him. I'm not really interested. And Pardew maybe on loan for, it's a Schalke though, that's an interesting one. But again, I've still got higher rated centre-backs, still looking to loan away my lower overall players to other clubs, even if they are, 72 and could definitely be handy to us. We've still got other players that we could call upon. Now, Roma won their game against Athletic Club, so if we can beat them here, I damn well say that we'll probably be through into the knockout rounds, and we haven't been able to do it. It's only a 2-1 loss, unfortunately. We were the away side in that simulated result, so I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised in the slightest. We've got a bunch of players getting loaned out here. Gomes and, or AG, as we've decided to call him from now on. And then, of course, Charles Bailey. Transfer offer for Johnny. Liverpool want to get him. I'm very happy to keep Johnny. He could be my left back for the entirety of the series. He's been that good for me. But no, we got Manchester United and Liverpool coming in for my players out of nowhere. We're still hanging on to the top 2 spot here, but we need to get at least a point against Athletic Club. It's as simple as this. If we lose the game to Bilbao, then we will be out. What's the result? It's a 4-1 win, and this is why I have been playing my second team, okay? Because the possibility of an injury. We've lost Jorge Murillo. We'll see how long the injury is for. But thankfully, we do end up getting through. This also means now that Murillo is injured that I can't train him anymore, so I have to basically stick with these 4 and replace his drill with someone else for the time being. It's very annoying. Oh, it turns out it was only a 2-day injury. I probably could have advanced forward and, whatever, it doesn't matter. Another loan offer, this time for Connor Ronan, another original Wolverhampton Wanderers player, this time from FC Cologne. I don't know what's going on with all the Bundesliga teams coming in for my Wolverhampton Wanderers players, but okay then. We've now reached the semi-finals of the European International Cup. I've switched back over to my starting 11, so my strongest team is out there, because if we can get to the final, I would enjoy that. We are the away team, the away side, even though Neves has scored. Skipping ahead, we ended up drawing the game, but got through on penalties, and no injuries yet. We come out of it clean. Good. And 3.7 mil extra added into the budget for making the final. Look, I know that when we've got a budget of like 150 plus mil, it maybe won't make that much, but at least it's nice to have. The final is going to be against Valencia as well, and I'm going to play it. We're going to hopefully get a good game in. So far, I've had 4 players loaned away. I've just accepted the offer and it's worked out. So it looks like maybe there's hopefully been a fix for that little issue we were having with none of the players that we actually accepted loan offers for going. But yeah, no, I'm 4 for 4 right now, so this is amazing. And yeah, I'm just going to play this game against Valencia and just give my strongest 11 a run around to see what they're like this season. It's, again, very similar. We didn't really make any pre-contract signings. The only thing that we did was bring in at the very end of last season, Jonathan David. I've got him on the bench, so we'll give him a quick run around and he can make a quick appearance, as well as a few other players that I've got on the substitute bench as well. It'd be nice to start our season off with just a little bit of silverware, even if it is just a friendly tournament. But this is the season I want to go big. I want to get something, whether it be the Premier League, even something like, I don't know, Champions League. It'd be tough. It would be tough. I don't know if it's feasible, but still it'd be sick if we could go deep in that competition. And then on top of that, we've got the FA Cup, even something as small as the Carabao Cup. It is time we win a title for Wolverhampton in this career mode. I don't think Valencia are going to take it super easy on us either. Is that Javi Martinez, Mustafi, Soler, Wendell, Coquelin, Rodrigo, and a few others. Jamie Vardy is on the bench for them. They've got Balassi as well. Interesting team. But no, I reckon it's time. And you know what? I don't even think we've won a friendly tournament. Even in the first, I remember in the first season we lost the final. It's time. We've never seen this Wolverhampton team lift up a cup ever. It's time that changed. Good start then. Great start. Oh my God. They just whipped the cross in and you do what you can. You hope you win the header, but it's out of your control. Look, I make a tackle here with Jota. It comes, deflects off of Coquelin, falls right to one of theirs. Instantaneously cross it in. I've got someone right on him. Just jump, please, mate. Have an attempt. Try to win the header. He loses, even though he's right in front. Look at how far he's leaning back as well. Just fuck me. Some goals you just can't stop. Fuck it. You do everything right, but it doesn't matter. Oh, beauty. We have cut him open right there, and Talisca gets on the score sheet. We respond very, very quickly, don't we? Look at that. Just the 1-2, gave it to Paredes. They cut him open. I was expecting Paredes to get closed down there, and he just, a couple of step overs, opened up the angle for him to slide it in for Talisca. Neves gets out of his way and side foots it past the keeper. Yeah, he's a mile offside, but Whatever. It doesn't matter. Why are we even celebrating? You know he's off. You know you're offside by a bloody mile, mate. Tackle from Adama. Want it back. He's not going to be able to slip anyone in, though, is he? No. He's going to have to go backward to Talisca. Paredes. If Talisca keeps his run going, which he does, and then crosses it in. And, oh, he has squeezed it in. Oh, the keeper just came running out for it. It's too tight an angle. If he holds his ground, just gets at the near post, he's got to make the save. How has Jota beaten him from there? I'm sorry. Let's see. Talisca makes the run in. I look for the cross. It just goes for the... I was always going to go for the scissor kick. He went to go to punch. Really? The goalkeeper's going to punch it from there. Mate, just stand your ground. And even the fact that he did go for the punch, how's he not got it? Can't believe we've scored from that angle in that situation. But all right, we'll take it. Yep. Oh, that is ridiculously easy. Ridiculously easy. We are just cutting open Valencia right now. I swear, it feels like child's play ever since we conceded. Oh, we're looking good, but I'm going to look to be relentless. I don't care. I just need to keep scoring goals. Back stick. No one's there. Get someone in front. I was right there, but I couldn't block it, but it's thankfully over anyway. Oh, how? How? Oh, beauty. Beauty. Oh, it's saved by the keeper. Neto gets a leg out. Nearly made it 4. Adama can go, and that's not gonna... Oh, my God, I thought on the rebound we got nice. But no, we just can't get this 4th. Well, first half ends, and we probably honestly should have had more than 3. It's been that dominant for us ever since we conceded the first goal, that they just sort of... I don't know, we just kept tackling them. They just kept getting the bounces. They kept getting possession, whipped across in, and then, you know, well, there you go. Whatever happens, happens. But 3-1, we're looking good. Let's hope for more of the same in the second then. Martial turns his back to it. It hits the back of his head, and then he turns over the ball. How many other dumb ways are we going to find a way to give up the fucking possession? I swear to God. Aguilar. Good touch. Neves now. Waiting for that defender to close me down, and there we go. Talisca is going to get slipped in here. It's got to be number 4 actually today, and it will be. Number 2 for him. Number 4 for Wolves. Who cares if it's just a friendly? I just want to win and see this team with some silverware. We're lifting up a cup at the end of this game, and there's nothing you can do about it. Talisca with the 4th. And yeah, look, I know he's on a hat-trick, but I'm looking to make a couple of changes. So we'll start with Loftus-Cheek. We'll bring on Gibbs-White. We'll bring on Jonathan David, our new signing, and a few others a little later as well. Ugh. Went off my feet for that one. Kondogbia, Vass, they just always had numbers there. They just kept switching it. But thankfully, Patricio makes a good one. Here we go then, even more Here we go then, even more changes. Gibbs White's in, Walker Peters in, the hyphenators are in, and Jonathan David as well. Here we go with Gibbs White. Man, he's getting caught. Yeah, he's getting caught like crazy. We'll slip a ball. I tried to get it to Adama. He just sort of turned around. He turned away from goal, Adama, slowed his run, and then he couldn't get there. That's just bizarre shit. Come on, Gibbs White, get control of it. He finally does. A ball in there, a ball in there. The backheel from David. Oh, I didn't do it first time. If he had backheeled it into the path of Gibbs White, we could have been on for a brilliant goal. I went to go for it, missed it. Now Yannick Bolasie is in. Slide tackle. Oh, he's cut it back. Big deflection. Big block by Johnny. We'll just take care and... We'll just make sure that we see out the result here. Ruben Vezzo is actually going to come on against, I believe, his old side here in Valencia. Gibbs White on it here. Can I slip in? David, no. It's going to fall to the path. Man, how doesn't it switch to Rossi there? Even automatically. Like, he's running onto it and he just can't ever get there. Johnny with the header. That's going to fall fucking perfectly for Bolasie. And Vardy has a pop. But that's about that then. I think we're finished here. We are finally going to get to see Wolverhampton Wanderers lift up the trophy. Thank you very much. It's not an official trophy. I'm not even going to claim this as like a title or anything. It's just a friendly tournament. But regardless, this is going to be sweet. We have waited over 2 seasons for something like this, and finally we're going to see the captain, Rui Patricio, lift up some silverware. Hopefully this will not be the last season, and I almost want to guarantee you that it's not. We are going to pick up something. I don't know what it is this season. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Premier League, Champions League, don't care. We're going for something. We're going for it all. But okay then, job done. We get the win. We get to see the team lift up the cup. We come out of it clean. No injuries, no nothing. All good. Now on to the real competitions, and continuing on with training, Jonathan David, who we didn't really get to see much of, only because we brought him on a little later than necessary, or a little later than we probably could have, but 75 now he's already up to. So all in all, I think we made nearly 10 million extra dollars there, which hopefully to collate it all together could actually go a little way for us in actually maybe making one extra signing. But now that we are done with that little preseason tournament, I'm now going to go for a couple of signings. But before that, because we've reached the 1st of August, I'm actually going to set up my youth academy scouting for this season. And this season, I'm thinking again, got to have someone going to England. So Neil McGuinness, probably the best one that I have, can go away there. My Russian scout, I want to maybe go for some little South African flair this time. So maybe we'll go with Brazil. We'll send a Russian away to Brazil. I don't know, but regardless. And Alberto Conti, do we go with somewhere in Europe, but maybe somewhere I haven't considered before, like a Belgium maybe, or somewhere that is outside of like the top 5. I tell you what, I'm actually going to go completely way outside the box here. I'm going to go and I'm going to maybe send it like to a region and a country that no one really ever thinks of doing, and that's going to be Japan. I just want to really test to see whether region is actually that important or if we can actually find somewhere out. But Japan right now are killing it in the world of football. They had a brilliant run in the World Cup. Their team is actually legit strong. Like, they're fucking good. And I reckon they're about to set themselves up for a pretty good, future of football in their country. So I'm going to say, fuck it. I don't think it's too out of the question that we'll see some actual pretty decent Japanese players in the future. So I'm going to say, why not pick him up with this Wolverhampton Wanderers career mode? And yeah, I'm sending an Italian to Japan for 9 months. I don't know if Japan's going to end up being a good one, but yeah, we'll see. England, Brazil, and I'm taking a risk with Japan, but fuck it, who cares? We'll see what happens. But now, people, let's begin. I said I wanted to make some big signings. We're going to start right now. First off, at the right back position, which was the position I most wanted to get a good player in. Right now, I've got Ricardo Pereira and Nelson Semedo, both Portuguese. We do have other right backs like Kevin Mbabu, who's 80 rated now, former Newcastle player too, by the way, and Hakimi at 78. I want someone that's really high rated. So if the best that we have is Semedo and Pereira, they're probably the two I'm going to go with. And I reckon Ricardo Pereira is probably the one that I reckon would be better. I'd like to go for the most, being a little more well-rounded. And Nelson Semedo still not that bad a buy, to be fair, and he's not too far off Pereira. They're the exact same overall, exact same age. I think whoever I can get for the best deal, to be fair. So I'm literally just going to delegate this one. I'm going to start the offer at just about 30 million for Pereira, and whatever we can get for him, we can get for him. And then for Nelson Semedo, I'm going to delegate again the exact same. They recently acquired the player who's not looking to leave. Well, you know what? That just made my decision a hell of a lot simpler, didn't it? In that case, I guess I'm just going to go for Pereira then. That'll be that. But yeah, we've got Upamecano at 80 overall. Again, like I said, I want to sign a super high-rated or real high-rated centre-back now. Someone that's a standout in my back four. Pavard, I was going to go for him. Looks like he's recently joined Lyon, so I don't think, I'll be able to pick him up regardless. But it doesn't matter, because the two I had in mind, Kimpembe and Jonathan Tah. Those are the two I want to go for. And I reckon if I had to take my pick, I'd probably end up going with maybe Kimpembe over Tah, just because I think, I don't know, he's maybe got a slight little bit more potential than Tah, even though I think they're, again, basically around about the same. Jonathan Tah's like 6'5" or something, 6'4", a little taller than Kimpembe, yes, but and a bit more maybe of a brute centre back. But I still reckon I might want to go for Kimpembe. Regardless of who I go for, it's going to cost me a lot. I think Princel Kimpembe will cost me quite a fair bit, over 50 mil. Jonathan Tah probably, maybe might end up being a bit cheaper, but regardless, I'm going to go for him right now, Kimpembe. This man has a $100 million buyout clause, so I don't know if that's really going to make things difficult. But again, like I always do, I'm not going to start off with a big offer. I'm just going to offer what his value is, or just a little over. 91. Wow. I think regardless of how expensive he's going to be, I just want to come up with a fee that we can both agree on. Go for Jonathan Tah. We'll see who ends up being cheaper. But no, we'll counter, and I'm going to propose maybe not 70, but like 75 million, and hopefully we can get the ball rolling from there. And you know what? I even might just go ahead and add a sell-on clause as well of like 10%. That's quite a fair bit. Might end up being like an extra, I don't know, 5 to 10, but like we'll submit that offer as well. That is a fair offer. You know what? I'm almost starting to wonder if we could have got the deal done without the 10%, but 75 mil plus a 10% sell-on clause. Okay then, now let's see what I can get if I go for Jonathan Tah. I'm going to offer the exact same 50 million. I imagine I can probably get him for a little bit less. 83.5, and they've gone immediately and added a sell-on clause of 5%. How about I just round this up to 70 mil and then we just agree on that then, hey? Because I always have to get the last say. I'm petty like that. But yeah, okay, looks like they're agreeing to that. So, if we weigh it all up, 5 million extra for Kimpembe and an extra 5% with his sell-on clause, which really might end up, if we were to sell him on, to something like 5 million, or maybe at least at best 5 million. If we look at the two centre backs, they're the exact same overall, but they're still quite different. Kimpembe a little smaller at 6'2" compared to Jonathan Tah's 6'4", but if we take a look at physical, you see he's got 98 strength. He's an absolute beast in the air for sure. He's got decent sprint speed. Acceleration leaves a bit to be desired, but his ball control is, I feel, a little concerning at only 66. You want your centre backs to have pretty decent ball control, and I want my centre backs to have good distribution, so good passing as well. He's got 70 long passing, 77 short passing, and some standout tackling. But Jonathan Tah, but Kimpembe, more well-rounded with his technical attributes everywhere. Still got some great strength at 86 as well. And then you look at his ball control compared to Jonathan Tah's 83, so much better. Then you've got his long passing, his slide tackle, and his stand tackle is about on point with Jonathan Tah. Slide tackle a little less, but in my opinion, I think Kimpembe for me is the pick. Jonathan Tah is a brute force and a real solid centre back, but I still want to go for Kimpembe over Tah. Even if he will cost us a little more, and just a little more than Jonathan Tah in the grand scheme of things. But I think for Kimpembe, we are going to start this off with a 100 grand wage and maybe a 1 mil signing bonus to top it off. It's a little more than his current wage. He's a crucial first team player in a Premier League side. 100 grand should be enough, hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, that's a fair offer, sweet. You just never know. But I wanted to make sure, and the deal is done. So when he goes then, Kimpembe becomes our star centre-back. Look, in our back line that was full of just 80 to low 80 rated players, we now have a mid 80, 85 overall centre-back. He is a real standout for sure alongside Akanji. And another player that we're going to go and sign a position for will be at right back. And of course, like we mentioned before, Pereira was the one I wanted to go for since Semedo is out of the option. He's recently gone to PSG. So we're going to maybe hopefully get Pereira from, I'm hoping just under 40. That I think we should be okay with. I'm going to start the deal off, again, basically with what his value is, 30 mil. It's a little less than, but it gets the ball rolling. They come back at us with a 48.9 transfer offer and a 10% sell-on clause to boot. I'll propose a new transfer fee, and like I said, if we could get him for 40 mil, I'd be happy. That's what I'm going to offer now, or at least 40 mil to top. It would be a 10% sell-on clause that we are chucking on top of that, but again, if we round it off to 40 and they go for it, I'll be happy. Nope, they say 44.5. How about we bring it down another mil or two and then we settle? It's a little over what I was hoping to pay, but I mean, we've got the cash for it. We're still going to be left with over 60 million after this as well. It's incredible the amount of money we have. Look, we want to get the depth for the Champions League. We want a stellar starting 11, and I think we're going to get it. And Claude Puel is sticking to his price tag because he's a fucking wham-looking motherfucker. Look at that face scan. He looks ugly as fuck. His nose and cheekbones are bigger than my future and probably bigger than his future at Leicester, the fucking prick. But fine, 44.5. You want it, you can have it. Yeah, you wanker. I never thought FIFA 19 would make me dislike a bloke like Claude Puel, but alright, cool. Sweet. I now fucking hate him. But let's do this then, alright? I'm going to offer the exact same wage and the exact same signing bonus that I gave to Kimpembe, even though Pereira is a little low overall. He's an important first-team player and not a crucial first-team player like we gave to Kimpembe. But regardless, that is what we're offering, and I reckon that'll get the job done. And indeed it does. Sweet. No worries with me at all with that wage and with that signing bonus. He is in you beauty. So just like that, Ruben Aguilar and Ruben Vezo are the unfortunate casualties of these transfers, with Vezo now in the reserves and Aguilar in the reserves. I'm going to keep Walker Peters as the bench fullback because he can play both right back and at left back as well, and that's how I've been playing him. But there we go. We've got Kimpembe and we've got Ricardo Pereira joining the starting 11, and oh my goodness, how strong is that back four looking now? Akanji is the weakest of the bunch, and he's 82 now. The only other position I'm looking at maybe signing a star player for is at left wing, and Diogo Jota would probably have to be the one that would, unfortunately have to sit on the sidelines. But I feel good with the team how it is now, and if we don't make that left wing signing in this window, it's not the end of the world, but I'll still go for it if we've got the cash and if I can find the right player. But I'll just advance ahead to the first game in the Premier League. It will be against Bournemouth. That is the game that we get our season underway with, and oh man, I'm liking the look of this team. It's really looking sick. This team for sure is going to do damage in the Premier League and in the cup competitions. Like, that is a legit side that could go deep in the Champions League, in my opinion. But it all gets underway in the next episode of the Wolverhampton Wanderers Career Mode, guys. Until then, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. My name is MasterBucks, and have a good one.